Hey guys, this video is sponsored by Square Enix. So we've got the 5th anniversary coming up for the Final Fantasy Brave XVS Global version, and as part of the anniversary celebration, 5 content creators have been challenged to defeat 5 different bosses. Now for each of these bosses that we defeat, we're going to earn a free weekly 10+1 summon for every player on the global version. And starting off, I'm going to be challenging the Armor of Oppression EXT. And if I defeat this boss, all players on Global are going to get their first free weekly 10+1 summon. So let's go ahead and go into the fight. We're going to be trying to do all missions as well, which is no items, 15 turns or less, and no KOs. And I'm going to be taking my own team because I've got a themed team planned for the fight. So because it's the global anniversary, I figured it would be fun to use a team of all global original units. So we're going to be using 2 of the recent fan design global originals, which is King Behemi and Cacteria. We're also going to be using Elena and Sylvie because Elena was given as a anniversary login reward and Sylvie was recently upgraded. And then we're going to be taking Starlight Elena and Yoshikiri because they were our first 2 global original Neovision units. So I figured this would be a fun team to try the first challenge against Armor of Oppression EXT. So for the gear we're going to be using, I decided to go with all permanent gear. And we're not using TMRs or STMRs from any units outside of the chosen party that we're using. So King Behemi is going to be our physical cover tank. He'll also be helping out with some buffs, mitigations, that kind of stuff. And he's just wearing some defense gear, and again, this is all permanent equipment. And he's, relatively bulky, so he's going to be a very good tank for the fight. Sylvie is going to be using the Jolly Elf set. I also really enjoy Chamber of Vengeance, and Chamber of Vengeance gives these global original set pieces. There's 5 of them in total, and we're going to be using all 5 of the sets from the Chamber of Vengeance in my clear. So Sylvie is going to be wearing the Jolly Elf set. Other than that, she's going to be support, she's going to be doing buffs, mitigations, healing, stat buffing, and she'll be doing a Thunder, Imbue, Imperil, and Amplify because the boss is weak to Thunder. Cacteria is going to be our primary breaker. She's going to be using the Imperial set. In her base form, she's just geared for a little bit of LB fill. And then in her shift form, she will be helping out with water damage as a chainer. So she's got the Imperial set for damage, some decent magic stats, a little bit of human killer. And then Elena is going to be using the Twilight set. And again, she is geared for some human killer because the boss is a human. The Kyuubi set will be used by Starlight Elena, and Starlight Elena is going to be using a dual-wield fist build because we're using Cacteria, and I really enjoy building teams that synergize together, and of course Cacteria has a good fist in peril, so we're using Starlight Elena as our primary damage dealer with fist weapons. So Kyuubi set, fist weapons, and again a little bit of human killer and her own card. And then Yoshikiri is going to be support with a human killer buff as well as LB fill and all that, and he's wearing the last of the Chamber of Vengeance sets, which is the Catastrophic set from the Egg boss. So he's going to be, again, just support for the most part, and there is his setup, and again, all permanent equipment. So let's get in here and see if we can defeat this so we can get ourselves a free 10+1 weekly summon. And hopefully we can do it in 15 turns or less to say we did all missions. So to start off, we're going to use Sylvie to triple the fun. We're going to Marion watch over me. We're going to use her new Magnus, eggs in one basket, on Cacteria to fill her LB gauge, and we'll do a magic mitigation for the party. So Cacteria is going to use her base form LB, which breaks the boss, it imperils fist to the boss, and it also does a water imperil. Yoshikiri is going to do Hikikomori to unlock his triple cast. He's going to do a human killer buff, and then he's going to do a smoke curtain for human mitigation. Starlight Elena will do, let's see here, Stella Marie, Aqua Overflow, and then we're going to use an AR skill to get more crystal drops. Original Elena is going to do Way of the Aurora. She'll do, let's see, Aurora Arts, and then Aquatic Innervation. And King Behemi will put up cover Mitigation, and King's Barrier. Alright. So turn 1 was primarily set up. The boss is going to do some magical meteor attacks every now and then some physical attacks. Behemoth's taking care of the physical. We've got magic mitigation from Sylvie, so the damage is, handled for the most part. Now we're going to go ahead and shift Cacteria, and we're going to do Deadly Draught, and then double Oasis, and then the other DPS are going to chain. They're going to do their LB for the what's it called? For the modifier boost. We're not really going to chain yet this turn. We're going to do a Thunder Amplify with Sylvie and Thunder Imbue. We're going to do a physical mitigation, and then we'll do, I guess we'll do a Growing Offense. Let's see, we're going to do this with Cacteria for now. And we're going to start doing the better damage next turn. We're just doing a whole lot of setup in the beginning. And we're getting ready for better damage soon. Alright, so Yoshikiri is going... Let's go ahead and finish this so we can get that big white glare out of our eyes. Alright, so Yoshikiri is going to imbue water to King Behemoth. And then we're going to do finishing combo twice just to refill LB gauge for everyone. And Behemoth will do No Need for Armor, Departed King's Mantle, and we'll just put up cover again. Okay, starting next turn, we're going to be doing a lot more chaining and such. Alright. So Yoshikiri, to start off, is going to do Wombo Combo. We're going to go ahead and just refresh the buffs. We're going to do a long duration Water Imbue on the DPS as well. And let's start chaining for the real damage. So we're going to Oasis Retribution with Cacteria. Elena will... Whoop, that was the wrong click. Elena is going to Gemini Blade. And all of these units have Bolting Strike frames, which is one of the global original chain families. So it's really cool that they all work together like this. We're even going to chain Behemoth just, to do it. And then we're going to... Let's see here. We're going to hop into battle on Starlight Elena. And then we will just re-imperil and magic mitigation. Okay, so let's go ahead and deal some damage to the Iron Giant. Okay, respectable damage. Now the Iron Giant is overall tame until you get to 50%. Once you get to 50% health, he gets a lot more dangerous. So we're going to just work him down, with some chaining for now. Let's see, Yoshikiri, I want to keep up his buffs, so we're going to Noob You Lose, we're going to Smoke Curtain, and we're going to Finishing Combo. Let's see, Sylvie is going to King Behemoth. Let's go ahead and chain, let's chain these for now. And here we go, we got King Behemoth's LB, good. Let's do his LB for the general mitigation. And we're going to use Sylvie to do her LB for the mana regen to fill up Starlight Elena and King Behemoth, because their mana was starting to go a little bit lower. And once the boss goes below 50%, he begins to use mana drain pretty often. So keeping your mana up is important on this fight, and Sylvie is excellent at maintaining your party's mana. Her LB fills quite a bit, and then she's got a single target ability, I think it's called Let Me Help, that will fill even more LB. Alright, so we're going to use... let's see, we're going to do Water Imbue on the 2 DPS again. I think it was still active anyway. It's a long duration Water Imbue, but it doesn't hurt to do it more often to make sure it stays up. Let's do Hop to the Rescue on Elena to refresh her triple cast. We'll do this, and we'll do a physical mitigation. And Behemoth can go ahead and put up his buffs again. And we'll chain our DPS again. So the boss is now going to be going below 50% health. So now he's going to start doing some self buffs as well as some mana regen. So the self buffs are a little important to deal with. The boss, his buffs are very strong. And if you ignore the buffs, he's going to take less damage. He's going to deal a lot more damage. So it's important that whenever the boss decides to buff himself, right here, you dispel those buffs and get rid of them. So we're going to use King Behemoth to finger snap the boss to get rid of all those buffs. And then we'll use Cacteria to do her LB to reapply Breaks, Fist in Peril, as well as Water in Peril. And then Sylvie is going to do a new Thunder in Peril. And let's see here. We'll do Paladin's Duty, and we'll do Protective Petals as well. Alright, Yoshikiri. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put up You Noob, You Lose, and we'll do Hikikomori as well, so we can do triple cast again. Elena. I think next turn. Let's see, 5 turns. Yeah, we need to imbue again. I mean, not imbue. We need to amplify again. So let's go ahead and do this. So, and then other Elena will do the same thing. Let's amplify and chain. Now this might not proper chain, but we're gonna try it anyway. Oh, it did. I never realized that the imbues on both Elenas are the same frames. That's actually pretty cool. So it looks like the boss did a buff again, which is a little unfortunate. So we're gonna have to dispel the boss a second time. Oh, and our paralyzed immunity wore off as well. Oh well, we'll deal with it. So we're gonna go ahead and finger snap the boss away. If I'm lucky, Yoshikiri can fill LB on Cacteria. Let's see, maybe, possibly. Looks like we got really unlucky on Cacteria's drops. That's okay. So we'll just use her Magnus abilities. Let's go ahead and use Sacred Oasis to imperil the boss. We'll do 87% Magic Break and 87% Spirit Break. Let's see. We do have a Paralyze to deal with, so Sylvie will Spring Cleaning to deal with the Paralyze. Let's put up an Imperil again for Thunder, and then we'll just do a Protective Vines. And then we can go ahead and back to chaining these two. Let's see. Gemini Blade. Okay. Now hopefully the boss won't put up the buffs again. If he does, we're going to have to dispel yet again. Okay, we're lucky. No buffs this time. Let's see here. So Yoshikiri is now going to Wombo combo. We're going to put up Mitigation, You Noob, You Lose, and we'll finish in combo for the LB. Let's go ahead and shift our Cacteria. And we're going to use Deadly Draught and some chaining again. Sylvie will do her LB for the mana regen. And King Bahimi is going to cover, let's Departed Kings, and let's Almighty Guard for the mitigation, so he takes less damage here. Alright. There we go. I think the boss is going to buff again pretty soon. Not yet. Okay, it's convenient. And let's go ahead and chain this up. We're going to use Cacteria to just do Oasis Retribution 3 times. Yoshikiri can... Let's go ahead and do Water Imbue on himself as well as King Bahimi. And then we'll just put up Smoke Curtain again. Let's see. Sylvie. It looks like I let Sylvie's triple cast fade away. That's my mistake. We'll just double the fun then. Let's Marion Watch over me and Protective Petals. And King Bahimi will do his Limit Burst here. And let's deal some damage again. Okay, so hopefully the boss does not buff again. If the boss does, I can actually use a Perfect Dispel to deal with it if the boss does buff again. It seems like he did buff again. It's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We can use a Perfect Dispel with Elena to deal with it. So we're going to chain, let's see here. We're going to finish in combo. We're going to use Starlight Elena to Polaris that buff away, and then double Gemini Blade. Again, Elena is really getting hit hard with that mana drain, so we're going to use Sylvie to fill Elena twice, and then Protective Vines. There we go, Elena's back to full mana. And then King Bahimi will chain with everyone as well. So we are Perfect Dispelling, so we're going to chain everyone here. And I think this is going to finish off the fight. There it is. We got it. Okay, so 10 turn clear, all missions, and we defeated the boss, which means everyone on Global is going to earn their first free 10+1 summon. I believe these summons will be given soon. They're not going to be given like right away. I think they're going to be coming next week. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure when they're going to be coming. Look for the news for info on that. But we're going to be getting at least one because I defeated the challenge of Armor of Oppression Extreme. And we'll be getting up to maybe even 4 more, depending if the other creators can defeat their challenges. So here was the breakdown. Cacteria, as a newer unit, did very respectable damage. Elena is a little bit older, but she still did really good. And then the original Elena, she is a 7-star still, so she's a little behind, but maybe, maybe she'll get some updates, and maybe she'll do better again in the future. We'll have to see what happens. But hopefully you have enjoyed the Armor of Oppression Extreme, and hopefully you really enjoy the free 10+1 summon that we're going to be getting. See you guys next time.